NBA2K18.
The 2K Sports pregame show. Welcome, NBA fans. Ernie Johnson here with you again, and we've got Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, and we're all amped up for this early season game. And tonight, it'll be the 76ers going up against the Mavericks. Well, for the Mavericks, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And we saw flashes of it last year. But after the long wait, it appears that Joel, the process Embiid, is the real deal. Big fella, if he stays healthy, can he be the best big man in the league?
I say yes. And even though we compare him to a lot of big men, Akeem, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, I'm going to say he's more like Chris Webber. Great shot from the outside and post moves that are beyond his years. Very fluid. I like this kid. The new C. Webb, that's his name.
Think he could give you 30?
Oh, no, not at all.
So you're not real serious.
Yes,
you were so happy about it.
Yes, he did. You can cancel that. You can cancel that one, Ernie.
No way, can give me 30. Well, I think it's rare to see guys his size, obviously.
Stop it. I did it.
Now
Don't say rare when I did it.
Now he doesn't
Don't say rare when I did it.
It's rare. That hot on Joel.
Rare is meaning it's 5 or less, and there are not. You're one of the 5.
Okay.
So 5
you're
is rare.
Akeem.
Yourself.
C. Webb.
No, C. Webb is not too big. He's not too big. C. Webb is 6'9".
Take it to Kevin before I knock Kenny out.
Okay.
Excellent point. Kevin, take it.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's the Mavericks in Dallas, Texas for a little interconference action here at the American Airlines Center. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. When you look at Philadelphia, they're looking to start this road trip off with a win and continue their winning streak.
And for Philadelphia, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
And the credit belongs to them for what they did and didn't do during the offseason. I mean, they had a vision, they set it out, and they stayed true to it.
And before we get underway here, let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Brett Brown.
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent. They come at you in multiple ways, depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. Very tall, guys.
All right, David, thanks. Clark, you talked about this a lot, the changes, the biggest differences from playing college basketball to pro basketball.
Without question, Kevin, a couple of the biggest differences for me were the speed of the game and the quality of the players on the court. That was really something that I was aware of, but it hit me right between the eyes as I got going. And then the other thing was the traveling schedule. I hit a wall after about 60 games and was really a dead man walking for about 10 days before my legs came back and I finished that rookie season strong.
And so here we go, the 76ers to start it. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got prime time. Bodyguard is up there with baddest one. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's the machine in at the center, filling up the middle. And so it's Dallas with Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Covington with the steal. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
and guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Here is Matthews. 76ers getting the bucket. Just 5 on the clock. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Wes Matthews, known as a two-way player. Clark, which aspect stands out to you the most? His offense or his defensive game?
Well, I think it's his offensive game from the standpoint of making the three-point shot. He's become a laser out there, and defensively very competitive, takes the challenge. He's rugged and tough and plays with the edge of a guy who wasn't drafted. Offensively, he can post you up a little bit, too.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one called. I'm not sure, Greg, there's a player who better fits the description of a grinder than Wes Matthews.
Yeah, so tough, too. I mean, mentally and physically. He talks about inflicting his personality on the team, and he truly is what I call a culture builder.
The 76ers making a switch here. Simmons is checked in. That one misses.
Guys, Wesley Matthews is a pure shooter, a long-range bomber who also plays lockdown defense on the perimeter. That's a heck of a combination.
Prime time drills it from outside. Prime time's got his second bucket of the night.
Against Wynn, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, he's so creative with the ball and his ability to shake free from bigger guys to knock down those triples. Boy, that's a thing of beauty there.
Now here's Barnes. His last outing, he had 18 points.
Boy, the defense was great. Superb, stellar, platinum level. Can't really contest that shot any better than that.
And the pass to the body. There's a good screen. Second ball, and he draws the foul. Chance for another point at the free throw line. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that.
Right now, Simmons is a question with no answer. A tenacious scorer who finishes with muscle through contact. You can be certain of with the Mavs, guys, is they're going to make the most of what they have. I think Rick Carlisle, who actually spent some time as the head coach of the Pistons and the Pacers, is one of the very best in pro sports. He's a master at putting his players in the optimal position for their success.
Now, here is Smith. He's coming off a 19-point game against Memphis.
And he's got great range and rhythm. Is a dangerous shooter, especially from deep where he shoots it with ease.
Here's Pattis one, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Pattis one's got his first 3 points of the game. On defense, Philadelphia, 9-point game. We talk about the Mavs keeping some tricks up their sleeves. Their mastery of the zone defense, crucial to their 2011 title.
Yeah, you know, zone defense, Kevin, much less common than man-to-man. Teams don't see it much over the course of the season. Part of the reason that if teams play it effectively, it can be a good tool. They knew if they got good at it, they could stymie unprepared opponents, and that's what they did. Just the way they did against LeBron in Miami in those finals back in 2011.
And their offense already in a flow, some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Now here's Barnes. Back to Smith. Puts it up from 12, and it's blocked. Passes it to Battister. Puts it up from 17. Here's the machine. There's the basket, and make it a double-digit lead. The machine's got his second bucket.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, At some point, defensively, you have to take something away.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
Yeah, faced off twice last season, and it was a split between the two teams.
Well, you know, both of these teams know and understand when they face off, it's a very winnable game for either one of them.
Stats for Matthew. Last season's performance for him averaged about 13 points per, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And every team in the league needs shooting. That's what he brings coming off the pine.
And there's always a demand for shooters, man. Half jumper will travel. I'm telling you. Most championship teams, they have a bunch of those guys who can put it in the basket.
Sinks the triple.
Well, you got to get out on Smith from deep, Kevin. He's very good at stroking it from downtown.
Here's Simmons, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Harrison Barnes picks one up.
And Ben Simmons has what I think is elite defensive potential. Quick feet, quick hands, good size, good IQ, and he's a terrific rebounder.
First one at the line is good. And defensive versatility is so important nowadays. Simmons' combination of size and mobility enables him to defend multiple positions.
And you know, Kevin, I think he can be an outstanding defensive player, even though his effort was questioned while he was at LSU. He still came up with blocks and steals, and I think he's got a good basketball IQ, and if he makes a commitment at that end of the floor, I think he could be better than average there.
Mavericks trail by 10. Smith outside. They double him with Simmons. Oh, trying for it and going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes. There's the bodyguard, covered by Smith. The bodyguard passes to Bannister. No good from outside.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
Now, here is Smith. He has 5. Nowitzki a screen. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Matthews, no good. The 76ers leading by 10. Here's Simmons, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Dallas gets called for the foul.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. I mean, really skilled at making the defense get a little shaky when he has the ball.
Philadelphia shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Good on that.
Boy, the athleticism that Simmons has is downright scary. I mean, remarkable the talent this man has and the potential, I think, to be a multi-time All-Star.
Dallas making a switch here. Curry's checked in. Mark, we've seen a few active players have their own podcasts that they produce throughout the season. That's a good idea or a bad idea for them?
Again, I'm ambivalent to that because the landscape is so different now with the social media platforms, and I like the fact that players have a chance to control their narrative, their story, through the different social media platforms, the Players Tribune, podcasts. Now, you have to balance that with your responsibilities and obligations to your team, your teammates, and your franchise. And so that's where it becomes a challenge, managing your time effectively and using it wisely. But clearly, players should have the opportunity to be fully engaged people beyond just playing the game. One shot.
And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long. Greg, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
Second shot, rejected by Nowitzki.
And you know, Nowitzki is capable of 86 in these shots now. That means rejection, using his height and wingspan to deny.
Noel sets a screen for Smith. Hits the three-point foul. And that's now 7 points for Wesley Matthews.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Noel was screen on Simmons. Close one, and it's blocked. But they'll get another chance. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Mavericks.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the 3-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
And so here is Philadelphia. They lead by 7. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's doing. That is remarkable athleticism by Noel. Really putting on the show of his fancy dunking ability.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. The Mavericks making the shot. They set the pick. Baddest one. Pass it to the body. Pocket 6. Here's the machine. Philadelphia needs to get a shot on. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Baddest one's got 5 points so far.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
I like the activity there, keeping the ball alive and creating some second chance buckets.
Now here's Matthews. He had a 15-point outing in the last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. From downtown, past the baddest one. And he's good on the 3-ball. And now a 10-point Philadelphia lead.
Yeah, second chance points are a huge issue right now. They're getting steamrolled inside.
Well, guys, nobody's boxing out. I mean, I could go out there and get an offensive rebound. They're just watching. And if you're the coaching staff, that's unacceptable.
And the Mavericks call time here. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that was more than just a tough loss. That was a complete embarrassment.
Yeah, the woodshed is what we call that. They annihilated him. Simply had no answers for how to slow him down.
Comes in for Smith, and then for Philadelphia, Hunter Covington's checked in for the bodyguard, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Battisborn. It's Matthews on the wing, defended by Covington. Measuring kicks to Noel. Curry dishes to Matthews. Just 5 on the clock. Here's over Covington. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game. Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
It's deflected. Outside, Redick. The pass to Primetime. Kept alive. In the corner, Simmons with it. Tries again. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And now it's a 12-point Philadelphia lead. And head coach Rick Carlisle approaching a decade with the Dallas Mavericks. And he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, and you know that's really remarkable in a profession marked by turnover. He's pretty much anchored in there. The Mavs organization smart enough to recognize they've got one of the best in the business in the NBA, but I would even say one of the best coaches in all of pro sports.
3-pointers off the mark for Dallas. They've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Matthews passes to Berea. The dish to Curry. Pass to Measuring. He feeds it to Noel. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. Noel's got 7.
Really got to admire how confident Noel looks from the mid-range. I mean, squaring up and knocking down these shots consistently.
Here's the machine, and he can't bank that one in. Mavericks trail by 10. Curry kicks to Noel. Covington against Matthews. There's a screen by Noel. Curry on the wing. Off the baseline. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. The machine's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Primetime. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. 7 points in the game.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. Yeah, you see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on. I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
The 76ers leading by 12. Passes it to Primetime. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
Yogi Ferrell's checked in for Wesley Matthews. Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. When you played, you had some great footwork in the paint. Which big men today impress you with their footwork in the paint, in the post?
Man, I tell you, one of the guys I've always loved watching do his thing inside is Zach Randolph. I tell you what, he grits and grinds as well as anybody, and his touch and footwork exquisite because he's not an overpowering or overwhelming athlete. Karl Anthony Towns much the same way. Fairly low to the ground in how they play, but extremely effective in being able to get the position and shot they want. And in his Cantor, a guy who's starting to impress with his footwork as well.
And taking some last season stats for him, averaged about 11 points a game last season and 2 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
He's off on the first. line, some changes here for the 76ers. Sharich comes in for prime time, and it's T.J. McConnell in for Ben Simmons. And he sinks the second. And 1:01 left here in the opening quarter. Kicks it to Covington. McConnell passes to Reddick. Back to McConnell. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Feeds it to Covington. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Dallas.
Just testing out the cannon on that misfire.
That certainly was a deep one. I mean, maybe move in a little bit next time. There's no such thing as a 4-point line.
Now, here's Barea. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
And, you know, Barea is a capable floor general. Very good at setting the table for his teammates.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Embiid. Measuring with the rebound.
Well, the defense is going to sleep, so you got to knock that one down.
Barea kicks to Farrell. Off target from three-point range. And so it's Philadelphia looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels, and it's gotten them up big. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebound.
And you know what, Greg? It looks like they have an advantage there. I mean, I liked how they made an effort, really a concentrated effort, to hit that glass.
Farrell is out there with J.J. Barea. Then there's Measure. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Curry in at the three, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in it. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A. An even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players. McConnell. Here's Embiid. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And they pick up 2. Farrell's got 5 now.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
And here's Covington from the arc. Nailed from three-point land. And the 76ers lead by 13. Pass to Farrell. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The 76ers leading by 13. McConnell gets the charge. Reddick dishes to Embiid. Shoots over Measuring. Not enough on that one as it misses. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter.
And you know, Joel Embiid quickly emerging as one of the league's elite rim protectors. I mean, Coach Brett Brown called him the crown jewel, the centerpiece of their defense.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
McConnell kicks to Reddick. Shoots over Correa. His shot by Reddick, no good. And with Embiid's presence now, Clark, opponents shoot a very low percentage around the rim.
Well, the best defensive impact in the league by the numbers, Kevin. His 7'5" wingspan, a big part of that.
Here's Farrell. He's got 5. A finish. Finishes the creek with a slam.
Covington is just so quick, leaving the defense well behind him, actually in the dust, as he gets down the court.
And the Mavericks call time here. And Clark, as you watch the game at both the college and pro levels over the years, what has been the biggest change for you and your view of that?
Well, you know what, Kevin, there are a couple of things. The athleticism, the real emphasis on training and strengthening the core, meaning from your kneecaps to your sternum. The work that's done to train the hamstrings and quads and glutes and that core area as a place of power, as their center of power, is one of the significant changes I've seen, not just in basketball, but all sports. And it's benefited the athletes greatly and the overall athleticism. And then from a playing standpoint or on the floor standpoint, I think the three-point shot. I think that's been the biggest dramatic change in the game.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
Nowitzki, he's checked in for Seth Curry, and Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. And then for Philadelphia, the Machines checked in for Joel Embiid. The bodyguard comes in for Robert Covington. And Baniswan subbed in for J.J. Redick.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's Farrell. He has 5. Measuring kicks to Farrell. Barnes with it. Back to Farrell. Lets the 3 fly. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Prime time's checked in for Shortage. Philadelphia leading by 15. And here's McConnell, still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. They get it again, over to the wing. Here's Baniswan, knocks down the 3 ball.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
The Mavericks have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Here's Farrell. Smith outside. Back to Farrell. Screen by Smith. Farrell kicks to Nowitzki. And right away, they answer with a 3-pointer of their own. Nowitzki's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The pass to the bodyguard. Here's Baniswan, covered by Barnes. Bangs home the trifecta. 14 points for Baniswan.
And that makes it 2 3-pointers in the quarter so far and 4 for the game.
Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. Lays up the pick. Barnes outside. Off the pick. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Time's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Mavericks trail by 18. Farrell, that's a 2-pointer. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
And how about the consistency from range tonight? Really impressive.
Yeah, you know what? The defense can't keep giving him these looks. I mean, he looks really comfortable shooting from these spots on the floor.
The shot's good from Smith.
And I tell you what, if the defender is not on Smith before the pass, it's too late because he's always ready to fire and he burns it.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Pass to Farrell. Back to Smith. Over McConnell. Smith missing again. The 76ers leading by 18. Passes it to the machine. Here's prime time. Another three for Philadelphia.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball. Philadelphia able to drain the three. Shot clock at 6. Nowitzki inside. The shot that time, not on target. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Coming into this, having option to win against the Rockets in their last game.
And boy, how they were able to come back in the fourth quarter of that game. Being down as much as they were made it a really special win.
Well, I'm sure they enjoyed it because you're not going to get too many wins where you have to come from that far behind.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Nerlens Noel comes in for measure. And Wesley Matthews subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. And the 76ers also making a change. Simmons is checked in. Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it. And I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
And that's collected by Nowitzki. Dallas has gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. Smith outside. He kicks it to Nowitzki. There's a screen by Noel. And Noel throws it down.
Impressive strength on display by Noel, and that allows him to get a number of and-one opportunities. He powers through contact and is able to score even when fouled.
One shot, gentlemen.
And that one misses.
Well, the former Kentucky Wildcat Noel is a phenomenal defensive player who's really starting to find himself on offense as well.
Outside for Simmons. To the paint, tries again, and he lays it up and in. 8 points for the bodyguard.
Boy, after struggling in the first quarter, he's come alive here in the second.
Now Smith, he's got 8. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here is Matthews. 7 points in the game. Dallas moving the ball around on the wing. Barnes misses the 3. The 76ers shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. He was all alone on that one. Baddest one's got 20.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams. Got to D him up better than that. I mean, when he's got a smaller guy on him inside, that's dinner. Barbecue chicken.
That sounds good. I love that. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the 76ers.
They've been making some really nice passes out there, excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
You know, Nowitzki, who's been a Hall of Fame player throughout his career, had an Achilles injury last year, and there was some question as to whether or not he would retire. Nice to see him back in action for one more season.
Now here's Simmons. 12 points for him. Now here is Smith. Over in the corner, Matthews. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 4 assists in the game.
And Matthews crosses up the defense with his catch-and-shoot J. You can't afford to lay off of him.
Here's Baddest one. 20 points for him. Simmons inside the line. Simmons missing again. Mavericks trail by 21. Here's Smith. Barnes outside. And Noel kicks to Barnes. Nowitzki's shot is no good. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
He's been on a roll this quarter, really leading the way for his team right now.
Matthews, no one around him. Good on the three-point shot. Matthews has got 13.
Boy, I tell you, efficiency is what comes to mind for Wesley Matthews here. And because of that, he's catching and firing right away.
And he is having an unbelievable game from three-point range. How long can he keep this up?
Smith, the pass to Barnes. In the corner, Smith with it. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The 76ers have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
At the line. Prime time. At the line for 2.
And he knocks down the first one. A different look for Dallas. Seth Curry comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Smith. He's perfect from the line this time.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Now here's Noel. He's got 9. Tries a 3, and J.J. Barea the bucket on the assist by Matthews. Barea's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Here's the machine. Score the basket, his 3rd after 5 shots.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Barea with 11 points for him in that last game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Curry dishes to Matthews. Just 5 on the clock. Puts it up. Up again.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
And here is Curry. On deep. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Philadelphia holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
We got to protect the paint. They can't waste so many easy baskets. That's us communication on fighting opponents. So we're going to take a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken?
Ken, as we break down the action. Taking a look at Philadelphia. Kenny, some perspective, please.
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotation. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And you know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You know, baddest one has been exceptional here, guys.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, I liked how they took the initiative. They were really locked into what they wanted, not letting the defense dictate their shot selection.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. The Mavericks shooting around 40% from the floor here. Kicking off the second half. Here's Brett Brown's spot. They've got Embiid. Robert Covington out there at prime time. And it's T.J. McConnell. And it's Luwawu in at the 2. Dishes it to Covington. McConnell passes to Luwawu. Over Matthews. Luwalu's shot is off. And it's the Mavericks with the ball. It's off to Utah from after this one as they take on the Jazz. That'll be the first half of a two-game trip. Outside Matthews. Here's Noel. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
This will be his third free throw shot of the game. That's good from Noel. So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
Here's Smith. Philadelphia able to drain the three. He dishes it to Noel. To the middle, Covington with the steal. Here's primetime.
Oh, yeah! Man, I like the activity of Covington's hands. He's constantly active, which is why he's able to get these steals.
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now, here is Smith. 8 points for him. 5 to shoot. Here's Barnes. Drains it from 17 feet out. Barnes has got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, the quick release of Barnes is really something to behold, Kevin. A knockout mid-range shooter who strokes it with confidence.
Here's Covington. 8 points for him. Carries it from three-point range.
Well, I tell you what, I like the clip he's shooting at. Extremely effective. If you're on defense now, you got to get the ball out of his hands.
Matthews goes in and stolen by McConnell. Here's Llewellyn. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Oh, wow. 4 or 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Over in the corner, Barnes. Barnes with another miss. Now the 76ers with it. They're on a 10-2 run here. Pass to prime time. High post shot. And it's wide right. It's off the rim for Dallas. They've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, Harrison Barnes, guys, actually asked to become more of an isolation go-to scorer in Dallas. And you remember at Golden State, he kind of struggled in that role, but he's shown so much more confidence and comfort in creating his own shot this time around. I think he's embraced that role well.
First free throw is good. And the knock on Harrison Barnes was that he lacked the ball handling and fluidity to create off the bounce.
And you know, Barnes, to his credit, didn't deny it. I mean, instead he went to work. He's focused on staying low and studied guys like Paul Pierce, learning how to get to his spots.
Measuring, he's checked in for Dallas. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
And you got to appreciate the overall game of Barnes. He's efficient as a scorer and also works hard at the defensive end.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
76ers have knocked down 8 of 9 free throw attempts. I'd say those numbers read pretty well.
2 shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
That one is off.
Man, you got to love the intensity of Covington. I mean, he's a consistent shooter from beyond the arc, and he's a player that also isn't afraid to get dirty on the glass for rebounds. That's a nice combination, nice stroke, but still he'll do some dirty work too.
Dallas making a switch here. Farrell's checked in. And he's good on the second. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. And the Mavericks call time here.
And Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
Redick is checked in. And a look here at the shot chart for Philadelphia.
And this is the kind of performance that everyone talks about seeing in person. The way he's attacked the defense with no hesitation, with the tough shots he's taken and made, just a masterpiece. When he gets it going, he can put up some big numbers.
And Embiid is a determined defender. I mean, swatting away shots. He's got excellent reach and timing. Makes him a good shot blocker.
Now here's Embiid. Shoots over Measuring. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Embiid's got his second basket of the game. Here's Farrell. Smith outside. Here's Barnes. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Barnes has got 7.
He didn't have a single point in the first half. Bagel. 0 points. Nada. But he's starting to get into the groove here in the second.
Now, here's McConnell. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. It's good. Here's Farrell. To the inside. Nowitzki. And Nowitzki with the stop.
Man, like how strong Nowitzki goes up with it there. I mean, when he's this close, he's not trying to lay it up, fellas. He's punching that thing.
There's the feed to Red. There's the pass to McConnell. Over Smith. A shot by McConnell, no good. The Mavericks have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62%.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
But they're rebounding. They've given themselves a lot of second chances, and it's really helped them.
Yeah, well, also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And he makes the first.
And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
Both free throws good from Smith.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Now here's Šarić. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And B, no good.
No other way to put it, just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's McConnell. Pass to Luwawu. He feeds it to Red. And B, the screen. There's a good screen. Offensive rebound for Dallas. They've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Screen by Smith. Farrell kicks to Nowitzki. Here's Barnes, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 3rd assist on the night.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Now here's Redick. Now Embiid shoots over Measuring. Out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
All right, a moment to check out stats for Embiid. Last season, he played outstanding. Averaged about 20 points a game, 8 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Yeah, so many books in his library. He lights up the scoreboard on a nightly basis.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Curry's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And Moran subbed in for Smith. Farrell kicks to Measure. Got a piece of it, and he recovers it. And there it is for him. Moran's got 11 points. Philadelphia leading by 20. Now, here's McConnell. And Redick kicks to Šarić. Over Nowitzki. The 76ers with another miss.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Philadelphia has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Here's Luwawu. Buries it from 3-point range. Luwawu's got his second basket of the night.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
McConnell with it. There's the dish to Sharp. Good. And McConnell gets the assist.
Yeah, that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Mavericks have gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Now, here's Berea. Passes it to Measury. Farrell for three. Here's Nowitzki. And Philadelphia with the rebound. Sharp has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Goes up on the wing, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
This is just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless. Really getting beat up, physically and emotionally.
Here's Nowitzki after the made shot from Joel Embiid. And the basket by Nowitzki.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Pass to Luau. Kicks it to Reddick. It's stolen by Curry. For the finish. And Curry puts it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Dallas has gone 1 of 4 and 3-point shots into the third. Here's the screen. Back to Farrell. Goes up a 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Farrell's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more off the screen in that situation.
And here's Berea outside. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. And it's 13 points for Dirk Nowitzki.
Shots are just flowing him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Here's Luau. The 76ers with another miss. Mavericks trail by 18. Farrell kicks to Berea. Here's Measury. The shot missing. Good D by Embiid. Here's Luau. Oh!
Hey! Ooh, wow. That is not possible. What we just, is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
Kevin and Greg, I'm telling you, that is he's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
From deep, good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. There's a minute 47 left here in the third quarter. Farrell kicks to Berea. Off target from outside.
Can't seem to find the range here in the second. He did a great job in the first, hitting 3 from outside.
A shot by McConnell, no good. Well, the Mavericks with it. They're on a 13-5 run here. And here's Berea. He's got 11. Fires from deep. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the 3. Nowitzki's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Mavs. We've got 1:08 left in the third quarter. Here's Luau. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Mavericks trail by 17. Here's Curry. Sharp grabs the board. Sharp has got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Embiid. Played in with a nice touch for the left. Embiid's got 6 here in this quarter.
Really like seeing Embiid exert his will, be assertive here. I mean, getting whatever shot he wants inside.
Nowitzki a screen. That's tipped. And now Philadelphia on the break. Here's Embiid measuring with the rebound.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. There's the screen. Outside Curry. Clock at 6. And Berea has it in the corner. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Berea's got 14 points for the game. McConnell. And no good trying to get that one. And so it's Philadelphia in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Keep playing. Keep playing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. A lot of games left. Come on, hang in there, guys. Hang in there.
And some encouraging words from coach Rick Carlisle, pleading with his guys to stay strong.
Yeah, he wants to keep them from getting into their heads. I mean, trust the system, play with confidence, and let everything evolve from there.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Matthews and Barnes, the forward pair. Curry is out there with J.J. Barea, and it's Noel in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Barea against Simmons. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Barnes. Barea dishes the net. Curry wide open on number 3 for Dallas.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
McConnell kicks to Simmons. It's rebounded by Dallas. Barnes has got 5 rebounds tonight. Matthews into the lane, and Matthews throws it down.
And Matthews is just vicious on the drive. Solid, sprinting all the way inside for the layup. You don't see guys do that as much. They run into that three-point line. Matthews right to the rack.
Now, here's Redick. Here's Sharch. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. They get the rebound. Outside, Simmons. Shoots over Barea. Simmons missing again. Mavericks trail by 11. Curry kicks to Barnes. And a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. For Philadelphia, they've gone 0-6 in the fourth quarter. Disastrous start to the period. Simmons. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. And the 76ers lead by 13. Barea with it. Outguarded by Simmons. There's a screen by Noel. Barnes outside. Feeds it to Matthews. Shoots over Redick. And Matthews gets it to go in on the assist by Barnes. Barnes has got his 4th assist in this one. Now McConnell. He kicks it to Sharch. Puts it up from 12. Basket counts. Just a little under 2.5 minutes of pass now here in the fourth. Now here's Barea. Knocks it loose. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Checked in for J.J. Barea. Then for the 76ers, Okafor's checked in for Sharch. Banished one comes in for T.J. McConnell. And the bodyguards subbed in for J.J. Redick. Smith with it. Wesley Matthews on the wing. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 8th assist in the game. The 76ers leading by 10. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the fourth. And again, it's Ben Simmons. Simmons got 4 this quarter.
Simmons absolutely in his comfort zone near the rim. I mean, uses his body extremely well and typically gets exactly the kind of shot he wants.
Now, here is Smith. Barnes kicks to Smith. Noel sends a screen for Smith. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's on Jaleel Okafor.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. Philadelphia leading by 11, and that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Simmons.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Dishes it to Barnes. Johnson with the block.
Excellent defensive commitment that time from Johnson. He's always there and present.
Here's the bodyguard, covered by Smith. Here's baddest one, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And he showed us a little bit of everything now, taking a leaner with still one on him.
Smith outside. Barnes passes to Matthews. There's a screen by Noel. And Matthews kicks to Noel. And stolen by Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
The slashability of Simmons, really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive, cutting mentality.
Trail by 15. And here is Curry. Tipped away. Here's baddest one. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
Here's Smith. Outside Matthews. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Nice now, 23 points for Wesley Matthews.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
The pass to baddest one, and stolen by Barnes. Smith outside. Matthews, a screen on Simmons. 6 on the shot clock. Barnes outside, shoots a 3. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
Well, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Fires from deep. Connects from 3-point range. 33 points for baddest one.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Now here's Barnes. And Noel kicks to Matthews. And it's blocked. He's back up, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Dallas making a switch here. Nowitzki's checked in. Philadelphia leading by 14. Here's the bodyguard. He dishes it to Johnson. His first shot coming late, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. And the 76ers lead by 16. Now Smith. There's a screen by Noel. The drive by Smith. Over in the corner, Matthews. Back to Smith. No good on the shot. So Philadelphia will take it the other way.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Barnes can't get it to go.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. generally you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Now here is Smith. Barnes kicks to Smith. There's a screen by Noel. Okafor against Barnes. And it's denied.
Oh, you cannot forget about the long reach and wingspan of Simmons. I mean, he uses it exceptionally well on defense to come away with block shots.
The Machines check in for Philadelphia. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Puts it up off the inbound and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
Two shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And here are the Mavericks now. They trail by 18. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Nowitzki is screen. Here's Smith, got a piece of it, but he stays with it. They can't stop the run with that one.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Just a tremendous feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
Dallas has gone to 3-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. Now here is Smith. Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. No good there.
I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
The bodyguard passes to Simmons. Pass to Battisborn. Shoots. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 5 assists in the game. The Mavericks shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Matthews dishes to Smith. And Noel kicks to Smith. Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And Ben Simmons putting on over 30 pounds of muscle going into his rookie season. Do you think there was any connection between that extra weight and the broken bone he suffered in his foot?
I could certainly understand why people might speculate that, but I'm not going to go there. Clearly, strength is more important than additional weight, and those kinds of injuries do tend to show up because of overuse, though, Kevin.
Free throw drop for Smith. Clark, the idea of player loyalty has been a topic the last few years. From your view, do you think players have an obligation to stick with the team that drafted them if they can?
I'd like to see that happen, Kevin. I'm a bit of a traditionalist, and personally, I think it's cool to see guys hang with the team that drafted them as long as they can move forward towards their aspirations and goals individually and as a team. I also never begrudge players that after a time decide they'd like to explore a different opportunity with a different team for whatever the reasons might be that drive that. But traditionally and personally, I like to see players be one-team players if all of the circumstances that lend itself to that being productive are in place.
Offensive rebound. Pass to Battisborn. They shoot again, and stolen by Noel. Right side Matthews. Got a piece of it. Here's the machine, defended by Nowitzki. Got that bucket in no time at all. And that's now 9 points for the machine.
Such a height mismatch out on the perimeter, and they give up the triple.
Well, shot off that time.
A good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Dallas has gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Barnes. Nowitzki with the screen on Simmons. Barnes with it. Now guarded by Simmons. Pulls from the top of the key. Straight from Barnes on the assist by Smith. Smith's got his assist totals piling up. 11 now for him.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the 76ers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Baddest-One.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Here's Baddest-One. Another miss by Philadelphia. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control. This is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Now, here is Smith. Nowitzki outside. And the 3 off target.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot. If you're a pro, you need to make that.
So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.